Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to old time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I got my altcoins by the bag, emotionally attached. Throw them on my back, got my ledger on my neck. Buying all these shit coins, you can keep your Bitcoin. I am broke as hell, but I will never sell. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Up all night on finance, ask me for my financial advice, and if I'm nice, I'll tell you what to buy next. FOMO by the pump, panic sell the dump. I'll be holding bags cause I'm never missing my chance. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to old time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Zilliqa and Icon, V-Chain, Verge, I can buy them on my iPhone. Yeah, I gotta have it, gotta have all the low stats. Buy an all-time high, to my surprise, I never go back. No more FUD, we've been through all that. Everybody knows that the tether is backed. Wish we could pump back up to those all-time highs. I wanna sell at the top this time. Gonna ride my alts down to old-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more.
Hey, hey, hey!
Oh, 1 second, everybody. Was in my wrong Google account. We're just about to start.
Az első osztályú 100%-os kolumbiai kokain, hölgyeim és uraim, diszkószar. Tiszta, mint a szűzfog. Az első osztályú 100%-os kolumbiai kokain, hölgyeim és uraim, diszkószar. Tiszta, mint a szűzfog.
up, everybody? Alright. Look good on the volume. Alright, how's everybody doing today? Agro Capital, 1Qubit, G Moneybags, BitBoss, Marcel. How's everyone doing? Alright, so I've had a insanely busy day. Armacida, how you doing? So I had the website built, but so when I put my computer in performance mode, it really made how the actual look of the words, it looked just very, very strange. It was really small and it was kind of hard to read. So I had the website ready and I realized I had a ton of punctuation errors. But luckily we have, thank you to Armacida for helping me out. And Agro Capital, if it wasn't for them, it's the first website I've ever built, so I hope it looks alright, but yeah, we've been waiting. Hey, I appreciate it, Marcel. So I really wanted to make sure we had that website launched, but we're good to go. And sorry about our morning stream that we had earlier today. I completely forgot on Sunday when the cable went out, because we had signal issues, literally 5 minutes before the Chiefs game. The cable guy showed up today, and as we were streaming at the end, he was there banging on the door. But luckily we got a new 5G router. Our internet speed is amazing now. We went from about 70 to 80 megabytes a second to, I just did a speed test a minute ago, and we clocked it. It was 275. The highest I saw it today was in the 400s. So we're definitely good on that end. So we're upgrading the stream, little by little. So getting onto Bitcoin here, we're gonna start every stream out, like we always do. Should be the same thing that you do when you're, before you ever try to start a trade or anything. I need to turn this down on my end. But you need to identify the trading environment that you're going to be trading in. So let's come and let's get Market Cipher B out. We'll use it along with our MACD. Hopefully you guys are having a good night, a good morning. And I promise, I know I was a little late this morning, but we will be on time for our morning stream tomorrow. Alright, so nothing has really changed on this here. You are looking pretty bearish here on the daily. And I don't know if you can see this, so I'm going to zoom it in here. Do you see what we've done? So the red is building, right? Do you see this right in here? We are starting now to build some bearish momentum on the daily. It's finally popped his head out. Or her. But, so we've now popped our head out on the bear side. So we're going to be watching this closely. Let's go to the 4 hour. There's not much to see here on the 4 hour. We did pop our snake eye signal here. But once again, you need indicators to confirm these calls. With any indicator, you shouldn't just follow them blindly. You need to be able to confirm it. And a lot of times these indicators can confirm themselves. So let's keep working our way down. We have our snake eyes. Maybe we'll see something bullish here on the 1 hour. Once again, not really seeing anything on the 3 hour. Nothing really to see here on the 2 hour. So here's my favorite, my 1 hour. So this is the impulse that we had from earlier today. You had your low, and then you made a much higher high in your bullish momentum, but this is just on the 1 hour. And as we were looking at in the morning stream today, do you see how you have I guess it would be a higher low, or no, it'd be a lower high. You have a lower high in bearish momentum. You can see how you got lower, or you had your high and then a lower high and then a lower high. So you'd be able to take your trend line and draw something just like this. And this is why we popped up here. You definitely could maybe have a decent pop here for the simple fact, look how red your money flow is right now. So if we do get some, some buy volume to come in and maybe liquidate some of these FOMO shorts, we could probably have a nice little pump here. You generally have your more massive moves when your money flow is this deep in the red. And you can see here, you not only did you have your snake eyes, but you actually popped another green dot here. So very interesting. Hey Tubby G, how you doing? Hey Marcel, thank you. Yeah, we had to get off Patreon, and I was like, man, I'm gonna just try to build this thing myself. So I messed around with 2 or 3 other website builders, and finally I found the one that kind of fit my, the way I kind of wanted it to be built. I'm not really a coder, so I can't code something. So I ended up using GoDaddy, and it was actually pretty easy. So the hard part was just trying to get all the information and where I wanted it and what I wanted to actually be on the website. You can see here, you can definitely see where we have this reaction here on the short term. So, how do you take all this information and what do you do with it? Well, you can see here on your much lower time frames, like your 30 and your 15 minute, it looks like we're going to be building a lower high. Because you were building, and now you definitely made a lower high here. So what we're going to do is before we even really look at our MACD, let's go look at our long and shorts. That's really going to help out in determining, how legit is this. Once again, you can actually look at the website. It's called like Coin Hive, I believe. It's on our Discord page under the long and shorts information. But we're going to look at it from a charting perspective. So here's the shorts. So short term, you can definitely see this is why we had that reaction. There's a definite decrease short term on the short position. So basically what they're doing is they're covering, and when you cover a short, you're either putting limit orders in the book or you're doing market buy orders. So this makes a lot of sense of why we had a spike. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour. Yeah, it's pretty, it's not that impressive here on the 1 hour. So the shorts have a lot of room to possibly sell off if they really wanted to. So let's go look at our longs. So this was the shorts. Let's go take a look at the longs. Alright, so the longs here, really, there's just not much to see here. They honestly look pretty similar. You can see on the short term, you had your little candle down, but honestly, the shorts or the longs have been pretty stagnant. So I'm not too confident. We haven't really pushed that much up in price, but that tells me just by looking at this, it makes me wonder if shorts were just kind of taking profit from that dip we've had the last couple days. They're like, all right, enough's enough, and they just took profit. And even then, it's just really not that. It's not that impressive. What was the exchange we were on? Oh, Bitstamp. Alright, so let's take a look at our MACD. So right now, we could just be having a small technical bounce. The 15 minute, you can definitely see it here. Maybe we'll get another reaction from the downside if we get this clip right here, because you are showing lower bullish momentum. You have your wave, a smaller wave, and then a much smaller wave. This is on the 15 minute. Let's keep going down. You can, once again, you can kind of even see it here. You can see it here on the 30 minute. Let's go up to the 1 hour. All right, this doesn't look too bad. So here on the 1 hour, you have your high, a lower high, and another lower high, and bearish momentum. And then down here, you actually had your cross. And I posted this morning because it's very interesting. Because if you look at this, last night this was higher. We had our line going straight up, but the way it looked this morning is you had your high, this was your highest dip. You had a shorter high, and then you did have another one up here yet last night. But I woke up this morning and we actually surpassed this one over here, but we still had a bullish bounce. So that's interesting. But nonetheless, we're painting the picture of why we've had a bounce here. You were showing lower levels of bearish momentum, and then you had your cross here on the 1 hour. The 1 hour has just been so accurate. And that's why if you're on the Patreon, or I guess it's not Patreon anymore, but the King's Night, the Knight's Table, I already posted. I really wanted to see a pump above 10,150 to start maybe opening up a short position. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be paying attention to our low time frames and our scalpers, because just like last night how we had a quick jump to like 10.2 and then we went back down, maybe we have the same thing happen today. Because here on the 2 hour you can actually see it. There is definitely more room to drop on this. There really is. So we're gonna be watching this. Let's see if you can even see it here on the 4 hour. See, the 4 hour MACD actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest. And so this is why we're gonna kind of hold off. The reason is it's just like last night. Do you see what we're looking at? So you have your high, a lower high, and then another lower high in bearish momentum. And look at this on the 4 hour. This could have a nice little pump to the upside here. So we're going to be watching it close. It's a good thing we're live at the time we are. Hey, Dad's Fawn, thank you. Hey, what's up, new guy? So this is pretty interesting. We talked earlier this morning, the bulls needed to step their game up. Yeah, nothing can really be drawn from that. Alright, so let's get our aggro cap indicator on here. Guess I don't have to type it anymore. I actually have it on our have it in my favorites list, so it's a little bit easier. Alright, so on our 3 hour here, this is the one that's just been calling the really major moves here. Make sure we're not. Alright, we're on our normal candle. So up here, we flipped short. This is our call. We've talked about it quite a bit. We flipped short at like 10.9. But we didn't confirm until this green line. So once again, this would have been your DC, your dollar cost averaging, which basically means you just ladder in positions till you get to this line. So if we were going to flip this to a long, we need to surpass this right here, this red line. Right here. It's about 10,430. Go to the 5 minute. Wow, 5 minute called it. And I posted this on the chart here on Discord earlier today. Because you had our short call from here. You wrote it all the way down. So, it went off at about 10,070. You confirmed at like 10,040. We ended up dropping all the way to 9,928. And then you came back up on the bounce. You had a nice reaction. And what do you see here? You actually had your long, I say it's a long, but you had your scalp long pop off at about 10,022. And you can see this here. We actually came back down. This is where I posted it because we literally had a nice dip. We came back down, touched the line perfectly, and then went right back up to the upside. So if we were going to flip this to a short, we would need to go under about 10,120. Yeah. Yep. Something I've been looking at. The 30-minute has been pretty darn accurate here lately. So I've really been doing like some, I say back testing. You're really just going back and looking at previous calls. And I've noticed the 15 and the 30-minute on the V1 have really been starting to nail some of these trades, like right on the head. You know, like we had this one right here, where, you know, we went long at 10,200. You didn't confirm until, well, I guess you didn't confirm until about 10,003. So you had about $100 DCA room through here. And we actually ended up making a high of 10,550. And this is the V1 30-minute. And then you had your short from 10,000, let's just say 220 right in here. So let's just say 10,200. We went all the way down to about 9,860. Make sure that's right. Yeah, 9,860. And then look at this. This is our new call that we just popped off. It actually looks like we're right at the confirmation line. This thing flipped long at about 10,090, but you can see here our red line is literally right here. So, you know, technically it's still the 5 and the 3 hour, the 5 minute and the 3 hour, but I've really been paying attention to the 15 and the 30 minute just to see if we can add it, you know, and test the accuracy of it. And it's really nailing some of these calls. It's a nice confirmation. What's up, Crypto Don? Yeah, sorry about that, Bit Boss. But you can see here, we're getting close. Let's see if we get a bounce off of our green line right here. So it'd be right here. It's about 10,118. All right. So we're going to be paying attention to Bitcoin pretty closely tonight, just because we're really in the area that it's going to be a big moment for Bitcoin. I think we're either going to go back into the 10 3s or 4s, or we're going to have, this is basically just going to be another fake out similar to last night. So we're going to be paying close attention to Bitcoin tonight. Hopefully we can get some live trades in before we call it a night. If you guys would like me to, I have my notebook out here, but if there's an altcoin or stock list that you would like me to look at, or I say a list, if there's like a request that you have, just let me know and we'll add it to the list. We all get wiped out sometimes, yeah. Yeah, you know, technical analysis really does help your odds of being correct, but, you know, unfortunately it's not a crystal ball, so... But yeah, you know, just to reiterate, if there's a coin or a stock or a crypto or stock you'd like me to look at, we'll definitely take a look at them tonight. But just keep in mind, we are going to be paying really close attention to Bitcoin here. You know, we really are at critical levels. So what I'm going to do here real quick, actually, see if I'm going to make sure I have my alert set up. I'm going to set an alert because obviously we're still in this long, so I'm going to set an alert. And once again, if you have aggro cap, go to here. Let's go set an alert. You guys can do this too. but you go to add alert. It's super helpful, especially for me while I'm like, doing my website or like we're doing this, so I don't miss out on these calls. I guess we can do. All right. So we have it. We have our scalp short alert. Be interesting to see if we can get another bouncer or we confirm down. Let's take a look at our regular MACD. You can see here on the 5 minute, we're kind of hinting at a dip, but it may have already played out. I don't like looking at the 5 minute. Let's see the 15. Yeah, you can see we're starting to build some negative momentum right here, and we are starting to get across. I am kind of still leaning bearish, but that doesn't mean we can't go back up to like 10.2, 10.3, and then back down. So I might, I'm really debating just putting in a small order, and I'll just average up if I need to. You can see here, this is really what we're watching for right now. I want to see how this plays out. Because you can see here, it's pretty obvious. It is a much lower high in bearish momentum. Let's check the 30 minute. Yeah, they're all kind of hinting at a dip here. Hopefully we can get a trade in tonight. We'll see. I have this like sneaky suspicion we're not going to get volume until like 2, 3 in the morning. I don't know. I've just kind of felt like that all day. Looks like the short momentum is rising. Oh, once per bar close. All right. Cool. Got it set. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Sirkin. It's what I'm thinking here. On the 30 minute. Well, on your regular MACD, you can definitely see here we are forming a lower level of bullish momentum. In this 15 minute, we actually have a cross here, a negative bearish cross. So I really want to see how this plays out here. I might start slowly averaging into a short. I might do a small, especially with the streamer's account, because my bigger account's already set up pretty well. I'm still in my 1x short position from like, I think it's like 10,500 or 10,480. It's like right in there. Because with that account, I don't need really much leverage to make, good gains. But I really want to capitalize on the streamer's account, so I can be a little bit more aggressive with it, I guess. All right. Let's see what the RSI is at. I don't put too much into it, but see, this is kind of what I was watching for. Do you see what I'm looking at? Do you see how you're making higher highs on your RSI right now? This is pretty bullish. This is actually a pretty bullish indicator. Because if you look at the price, you're still falling in price, but you're making higher highs on the RSI. Current price is 10,140.
Hashish ou opium?
All right. What were you saying about Bitstamp? Bitstamp just has a lot of, it's just a ton of data on Bitstamp. I mean, if we go back here on the daily, you know, Bitstamp goes all the way in the, you know, well past even 2015. So, you know, the more data you have, the more, you know, the better chance of success you're going to be having at looking at this. You know what I mean? You're not like Bybit only goes back until, what is it, December of last year? So we can go back and look at historical data from, you know, 4 years from now. But no, Bitstamp has a ton of data. You know, I don't like the Kraken or Kraken exchange, but they also have a ton of data. We have our oh so important, our backed launch date is right here. It's so perfectly timed. I'm telling you. It's insane, the timing of this backed launch. I mean, it's literally, this is where most of the time you make or break these triangles. And I feel like this is going to be a pretty violent move, whatever direction it's going to be. I mean, I'm leaning to down, but I mean, you can even see here on the daily. This is really what I'm watching for now. Do you see how we're getting this curve? It's very, very possible that we come back around and we even form something like that. So that's why I'm really trying to sit here and determine. Because I'm telling you, it would not be shocking if we went back to 10,002, 10,300, and then we go back down. You're about to even have a cross. We're still neutral on this cross because we're still going west to east. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm kind of feeling the same here. I know I'm bearish still, but overall, I think they're going to try to, you know, market makers are all about having the best price point. So let's get rid of this. Alright, so we're still holding that long from our V1 5-minute. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything on Market Cipher B. And remember, guys, if there's something you want me to look at, like a crypto or stock, just let me know. We will definitely take a look at it. You know, I'm here for you guys. Three-hour. We're definitely starting to get a little bit of roundedness here. You do have your snake eyes here on the 3-hour. The 1 hour definitely looks good, but honestly, it looks like it already played out. Do you see how you had your lower highs? And then we popped to the upside. But man, overall, we're still not looking that great, but it's still early. So we're really going to be looking at our short time frames now. I'm really going to be relying on like the 15 and 30 minute tonight. Just if we're going to catch this, we have to be on top of it. So we're going to take a little bit more. We're going to take a little bit more risk tonight. And we're going to try to catch it on these short-term time frames. Yeah, Marcel, we'll look at silver. Yeah, I'll write it down. I have to say though, Marcel, I don't know how we went from about, what was it, $19? But I have to say that gold short that I was talking about really actually played out pretty well. We were speculating on that 148 to 150 area, and we hit like, what, 147? And we went down like 7 points. Pin's going out. Watch it, 10,350. Yeah, for sure. The wave has another crest to go. Oh, it's very possible. I don't know if we'll be able to see anything on the 5 minute. Yeah, the 5 minute, you can actually see it here. So you might just be right. We'll do something like this. And you would see it on the 15, but maybe we go and form something like this. I guess it doesn't have to look that exact shape, but you get what I'm talking about. We'll make another lower high, and then we fall. That's why I don't want to get too greedy on this, but I really want to see at least 10.2, or maybe even 10,180 before I short, or at least start averaging into one. Now we'll take a look at silver. Is it this one we looked at? Or no, oh, I think we looked at the futures. I swear I thought we had this drew out already. Thought we did. Silver. Alright, there we go. I was like, man, I swear we had silver already drawn. Alright, so current price of silver, we're looking at the futures right now. It's $18.05. Let's take a look here on the 4 hour. Nice. You can already see it. We were drawing our supports the other day. You can see we came back down and tested it nicely. We bounced off. It looked like it was like $17 and like 75 cents roughly. Came back down. We tested our support line beautifully. Very nice. Now, you're going to start getting into some, you're really starting to butt up against resistance now. Your next, I don't want to say it's like major resistance, but you can see your touch points across the top and then your bottom here. It's really like this 1825 area. It's like your next short-term area of resistance. Let's go to our 1 hour. Let's see. So I'm not sure I like this green line. Let's get rid of it. I want to get a better placement. Sorry about this, just looking at it. I'm trying to get the best placement for this right now. Alright. Well, short term though, you're definitely going to have some resistance here, you know, at about the $18.25, $18-20 area. You can see all these touch points here across. Let me I'll draw a line so you can get a better visual of it. See these touch points across the bottom, where as its support, and then you can see them across here as resistance, and that's about at $18.25. That's going to be your next resistance line. After that, I'll really be eyeing the 1850. It's really this area. They're not consistent, but they're right. There's little clusters right in that area. So, 1825, 1850. You have short-term support. You can see where we got the bounce just above it actually, at about $17.70. But the goal is $20, sir. It's what I'd like to see with silver. It's going to be a huge psychological number. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard to break. You can see we got ever so close. $19.60. You got 40 cents away. Amazing. So that's the target. Now you want to see something that's spot on? Look at our gold chart. We've been talking about this forever. I've been talking about this resistance, how it was going to be no joke. Look how parabolic gold's been. And look at this. How far were we off? So our resistance box started at let's just say 148. I was off by $1. 147. And so you went all the way from 147 all the way back down. Damn, did we really hit? We hit $140. If we use our price range, it's not that big, but for gold, I literally called about a 5% drop on gold. That's amazing. So is everyone long here? I shorted at 10,190. No, Dad's Fawn. That's not a bad position. Is that the one you were holding last night? But no, gold. What an amazing. We've literally been talking about this. Amazing how well it played out. Just look how parabolic it's been. Since this year alone, let's go back to 2019. This year alone, gold is up 32%. And in a matter of a week and a half, we called about a 5% dip. That's pretty good. I'm telling you, the traditional asset market is way easier to trade in from a technical standpoint than stocks are. Your traditional markets are easier from a technical standpoint than crypto is, by far. But no, I would have definitely, you can even see here, 140 was a great area. Anywhere from 140 to 141 would have been an amazing area to take profit. But no, I moved quite a bit of funds over back to the stock market, so we might have some fun during the day trading stocks, and that's one of the reasons why I also bumped our morning stream to 7 a.m. So if you haven't heard yet, we have 7 a.m. Central Time stream and 7 p.m. Central Time, because we're also going to be trading the stock market as well. So stock market, it's just, I mean, it would be ridiculous not to play the stocks. I mean, they've literally been going absolutely parabolic this year. Did we go over 300? Oh my god. This is also not good for our cryptocurrency. SPY is about to go, I mean seriously, our stock market right now is about to go parabolic again. I'm telling you. If we break above, look at this on the daily. I want to make sure we're right, because this could also intertwine with our crypto. If we break $303 on SPY, you're literally going to be going parabolic. I'm telling you. You know, from a technical standpoint, you can look at your MACD. You have a much higher high. You've actually made a higher high. I mean, you're literally pretty much even with this now. You had your bullish divergence that played out here. Or, I'm sorry, you had your lower wave of bearish momentum. You have your high, a lower high, and then another lower high on the daily. And then you had your cross here immediately after to confirm this. You take that out of the equation, we go back up here. Once again, Market Cypher is absolutely amazing at trading stocks, guys. But seriously, look at this. You have your trigger wave. Crypto Face talks about it all the time. You have your, your trigger. You know, if this was your gun, I apologize. I'm not an artist. Look what we have to the upside here. Amazing stuff. I'm telling you, if, you know, especially if you're a new trader, maybe trading stocks would be a little bit easier. The only problem with that is most exchanges like TD Ameritrade, you have to have like $2,000 or more. So if you don't have $2,000 to short, you would have to play options, which those can be a little bit more risky because they have an expiration date. But man, guys, whew, the stock market is, I can't believe I'm saying, it's literally looking amazing. You break above like 302.50, I mean, you're literally about $1.70 away. I mean, you're going to be in price discovery mode. If I pull this down, I mean, look at this. We've never, let's take a look at the weekly chart. You want to see something parabolic? Look at this, guys. This is the weekly chart on SPY. This is what I made a lot of money on when I started trading. I mean, look at this. Absolutely amazing. Since SPY was first introduced into the market, I guess it's really nothing compared to crypto though. Since SPY was introduced in the market, you're up about 650%. So, I'm telling you, this is amazing stuff, guys. If you would if you want to learn technical analysis, I highly recommend this, guys. Seriously, open up your TD Ameritrade account. There's an app called Thinkorswim. They'll give you like $200,000 in paper trading money and learn technical analysis against the stock market. I'm telling you, I mean, you can't lose anything out of it. You're paper trading. But if you go to TD Ameritrade, the Thinkorswim app, it's on Google Play Store, or if you have Apple, I guarantee it's there. They have a paper trading mode. You can put it to your actual mode with dollars, but there's a button you can flip it. Amazing stuff, guys. I mean, look at this. You're gonna be, every time that you've broken your old highs, every time you break your old highs like this right here, look how parabolic you go immediately after. You know, just like right in here. So, it's going to be interesting stuff. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm telling you though, This is not going to be good for cryptocurrency. If the stock market starts going parabolic, people are going to take their money out of risky assets and they're going to be funneling them back. I've seen this, guys, a million times. The only time I really saw the correlation wasn't there was in the bull run in 2017. Basically, they were running just parallel to each other, going parabolic. But I guess in a way that's not very fair because, I mean, look at this. They're really, I mean, the worst time in stocks was, I guess, the little tech bubble. I say little, but the tech bubble in the 2000s. The stock market retraced, damn, about 49%. And then, of course, it's all been in our lifetimes. I guarantee if you're watching the stream, you may have not known what's going on because neither did I. I was in high school. But the housing crisis in 2008, we went down 58%. So be prepared. This will affect crypto in a way, guys. You know, in a way, cryptocurrency, people like to compare it to gold like it's a safe haven. If cryptocurrency is running, if the stock market is pumping, there's going to be no reason to put money into safe havens. There's just no reason. So it's just something to keep in the back of your mind, all right? Whenever crypto's having a bad day or a really good day, I like to look at what happened. You know, what's the stock market looking like? How's gold looking? If you see gold pumping, chances are people are putting their money into safe havens to limit their risk from the traditional assets. You know, whether it's the trade war and they're getting out of China, or you know, stuff that gets like a high export rate. There's a really fundamental aspect to stock trading that you just don't get with cryptocurrency. So with crypto, you have to look for other avenues to gauge, to get your hypothesis of what environment you're trading in. So it's just something to think about, guys. We're gonna look at SPY. I've moved quite a bit of funds back over to the stock market, not to be bullish, because I am an options trader. And generally, I think you can trade options with like $200 to $300. You have to buy a minimum of 100 contracts. So if you see something trading at 30 cents a contract, it's really $300. Yeah, $300. Or wait, 30 cents times 100. 10 would be $3. No, it'd be $30. I apologize. If you see something at 30 cents, it would be $30 for a purchase order. Because, like I said, even though it says 30 cents, you have to buy a minimum of 100 contracts. Let's check out Bitcoin. I don't mean to bore you guys. I know a lot of you don't like the stock market. But it's really, really interesting stuff. You know, it's where I came from. It's really where I learned my roots of technical analysis. And I'm very fortunate for it, because I don't think I would be here I wouldn't be here if it wasn't, you know, through all my growing pains and all the stuff I learned trading SPY. This is actually pretty cool too. So on most other exchanges, there's not enough data to do a weekly chart. And what do you see here? Nice. You can actually see, we can go back all the way. I mean, look at this stuff. It's amazing. It goes back to 2012. There's not many exchanges that go back that far. That's really cool. I wonder, we're just gonna mess around with this. Bitcoin's, so current price, everyone, is 10,152. So if you like stocks as well, guys, or you're a day trader, you want to learn, that's also part of, you know, I'm here for you guys. So if you want to learn about stocks and how to get into them and trade, you know, we do offer stuff separate from crypto. I say separate, it's still the same thing, but if you want to learn stocks, we're going to teach you stocks or options trading. That's really what I do. I don't know if we can find a correlation to this. I haven't been able to do this because not many exchanges have this much data on them. So I'm going to try to expand this out real quick. Wow, this is this is actually pretty interesting. So I did our absolute trend, all right? So I went from our exact bottom in 2012 to the high of our bull run. And what do you see here? We actually have our 0.5 fib at 9,800, or I'm sorry, 9,850. If we zoom in here, wow, that's a little excessive. You can see we actually wicked right off of it. So if you guys haven't done it already, I highly recommend going and checking out, you seriously, start looking at Bitstamp, not their exchange to trade on. Use their data. There's so much, I'm telling you, the more information you have with technical analysis, the better you're going to be. This is awesome. I never thought about going from our exact, I mean literally from the moment Bitstamp became, you know, started putting data out. This is very interesting. But nonetheless, I wonder where the 0.5, wow, that's actually really interesting. So, if you guys missed our fib, I try to talk about them all the time, alright? They're very important to me. I love Fibonacci retracement. So your 236 is it's your shortest retrace, obviously. You know, it's your more lighter retrace. You generally don't see, unless you're in a really parabolic run, kind of like what SPY is now, you generally don't get too many bounces off the 236. Don't get me wrong, they're possible. Your 382 is your more moderate retrace. This is your yellow line right here. Your 236 being right here. So you have your 382, your Fibonacci retracement. That current price point is at 12,169. This, like I said, it's your more moderate retrace. You can get actually pretty decent bounces off the 382. Now this is where it starts getting interesting. You have your 0.5 Fibonacci, which is right here. I actually have it circled. It's the one we just talked about. So generally when you are in a parabolic trend and you start, you know, retracing on a trend like this, you generally retrace 50% before you continue back up. And what do you know? We're at 9,000. It's at 9,850. All right. And this is the gold mine, and this makes so much sense. All right. 7,500 is a very important number to me. Well, why? Well, one, it's where this bull run really took off. It got a lot of steam behind it, and it's actually where I bought Market Cypher at. And do you see this? You see the beautiful touch points, the bounces right off of it? I won't really get bearish until we break under, you know, 72, 7,500. But you can see here, you have your 618. Well, what is this? Your 618 is your golden retrace. This is where investors find the most areas of value, and you see your most violent, like money flow go back on the bullish side. Your 618 is your golden retrace. All right. Now, your 382 to your 618. Well, what is this? This is your golden zone. This is generally where you find a bounce on a downtrend. So, you know, it starts at your 382 and it goes to your 618, with your 618 being the most prime area for a major bounce. Well, then what do you have after this? Well, and once again, it makes so much sense. You can see the touch points here. There was resistance down here on the bottom. It's really insane. I'm so glad. Armacida, this is a shout out to you, brother. You said something about Bitstamp on our Discord channel, and you got me thinking. So, you know, thank you. You got me to think outside of the box. I get confused with Bitstamp. It kind of sounds like a Chinese. I mean, I guess this is all kind of Chinese stuff, but you get it. So Armacida, thank you. I would have never thought to click Bitstamp if it wasn't, you know, for you. But then you have your 786, all right? This is your deepest retrace. Because after that, you're basically down to your anchor point. Things are probably looking pretty bad. Hence, pretty much all altcoins are at your anchor point. But nonetheless, you know, this is a little quick lesson on your Fibonacci retracement. And like I said, your 618 is at 7,500. You can see all the beautiful touch points. This is very nice. But then you have your 786, which that's sitting at 4,200. So hopefully you guys, if you didn't know how to do Fibonacci retracement, hopefully that made sense. If you want, guys, it's pretty simple. I try to explain it every stream because I don't know if you've noticed, but I try to go and look at it every single time. Yeah, exactly, Aggro Capital. But if you guys want me to make a tutorial video on this, just so you can replay it, you know, if you forget, because it's all about muscle memory, guys. Not many people can look at something one time and actually thoroughly remember it. So if you want me to make a tutorial video of this, I will add it to our educational series as well on Discord. I would be more than happy to make a video on Fibonacci retracement because you can do certain things. You know, this is finding your exact trend as a whole. But what's if you're swing trading and you want your more short-term Fibonacci's? Well, you can find a new anchor point. So, you know, I've been kind of debating on this. Some people might be different on this because it's swing trading. You could theoretically put your anchor point at 7,500, but I've also been seeing charts where people are putting it at $9,000. It's just preference. I generally don't like my anchor point being so close to the price action, even though we're doing, you know, you're looking for a swing trade. So, you know, it can take some tinkering with. You know, for instance, like if we pull this back down, you could, like, you know, this would be, you know, like this could be your swing trader or your swing trading Fibonacci, because you can see all the touch points and you can see how it obeys it really well because you have your anchor point down here. You have your 786. Look at all the touch points across. I really like 7,500 as my anchor point. But don't get me wrong, you probably could put it at 9,000, but my personal preference, I don't like it that close to the price action, being we're only at 10,100 something. So, but you can even see it, you know, we have some touch points here on the 618, and then you can actually even see up here. What do you see here? Well, you have your touch points right here at your 0.5 Fibonacci. Hey, thanks, AgroCap. Not even sure what a cheer is, but thank you. 100 bits, thank you. Looks like it has more room to go down to 8,800. Yeah, let's see what it looks like from a Fibonacci. Well, if we pulled this back down, oh well. Let's see. Yeah, 4,200. All right. Let's see, 8,800. Yeah, well, you know, from our long-term fib, I'm not seeing anything at 88. But I will tell you, just because every YouTuber is calling for it, your 0.5 Fibonacci, which if we were to take our new low, which would be right over here, this is your fib level. Actually, I thought it was. Oh, no, it's because we're encompassing the old high. If you just take your new high, your 0.5 fib is at 8,500, right in here. So your 0.5 fib, 8,500, it's right in here, and you can see all the touch points. So if you just use this trend as a whole, you use this swing bottom at like 3,200, 3,100, and then you go to our new high of 14,000. Our next really major fib levels are 382, which, you know, it's a moderate retrace, and that's at about 9,750. And what do you know? Where does our support box start? Well, it starts literally at 9,750, 9,800. That's why I don't want to get too bearish until we break under it. So hopefully you guys learned something from that. You know, like I said, I'm an old school trader. You know, we'll use your standard indicators. We're going to use Market Cipher. We're going to use Agro Capital. But if you guys ever, if I'm ever explaining something and you want something more in depth, just let me know. And because I would actually like to see what you guys want videos on, so I can make, so I can continue the educational series. Big picture, big cup and handle. Alright guys, current price point, 10,134. I know we have a lot of listeners on stream. You know, they're not in front of a computer or staring at their phone, so you know, if you hear me just saying the price, that's why. I know there's a lot of people that go to the gym and listen to it, or, you know, they'll be driving their car, because I don't want you to look at your phone. So I'm really going to try to verbally, you know, kind of talk what I'm seeing or what we're looking at. So once again, we are trading in a slightly bearish environment, but our short-term indicators are kind of poking their head towards maybe we get a little bit of a bounce here. So pathetic. I forgot to go to the store today, and I forgot to get milk. I was going to have a cup of cereal, so I ended up just eating it dry. Pretty much what I'm doing now. This is really what we're watching now, though. I'm really going to be looking pretty much the 15 through the 1 hour. It's really what we're going to be looking at. You can kind of see here, it looks like we're starting to round this off right now. Ooh, that's a little big. I apologize, guys. You can see here, we're kind of rounding this off. I was thinking about this, guys. Alright. I don't think it, I mean, obviously this would be a trade for like more short term. Or I'm not, sorry, not short term, long term. Like this is like long term speculating. But I've been reading on news about everyone's trying to figure out how they're going to fix the financial, like the financial aid, like the student loan. And I was thinking about it, especially if like a Democrat, because they're the ones that are really talking about forgiving student loans. I wonder how those are going to be paid off. My grandpa was talking to me the other day, and he was like, do you think it would be worth shorting the student loan companies because there would be a lot of it written off? And I don't know, it kind of got me thinking. I'm not super knowledgeable like in the whole like student loans, like the financial sectors. That's why I don't really like betting. I never was a trader in banks. I don't like betting, shorting, or longing like Bank of America. I don't like doing the you know, the Goldman Sachs. It's just kind of an area I don't feel comfortable in. But I don't know, for my grandpa to come up and ask me about that, it was kind of interesting. You know, what happens to all this money if it starts getting, you know, forgiven or written off? Because in my mind, I would think someone would have to pay for it, and it would be the taxpayers. Somehow.